Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is a Montazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled Jake Would Have Gotten Attempted Murder for the Same Thing. So first off, we want to say the water to the brother, Arrows of Indignation 144. Like and subscribe and be edified. He puts out a ton of videos that all the brothers in Yasharala do videos. Okay, we do lessons behind a lot of his videos, and I'm one of them. All right, so like and subscribe. Now go to this video. All right, and take a look. In this video, you got this Edomite shooting this Edomite in the face with a flare gun at point blank range. And this Edomite said that she's sorry she missed. And she was only charged with assault. All right. And as the title says, Jake would have gotten attempted murder for the same thing. That's what it's like in this kingdom. And these Edomites, okay, they crashing out. They're stressed out over everything, and everything is setting them on edge. First of all, the food ain't gone yet. What they gonna do when the storehouses are found empty? Okay? What are they gonna do when shit really, when there's joblessness, right? And there's no work in Egypt? What are they gonna do? Well, this happened to be a retirement community. So they not working anyway. All right. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Proverbs 3 and 29. It says, devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. All right. So the point of this lesson is, all right, is for Jake. Okay, for Jake in this truth. See, the Lord gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, all right, that we're supposed to follow so we can keep peace with one another. Okay. Um, and this is just one example. I'll read it again. Proverbs 3 and 29 says, devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. And these two Edomites live right next to each other. Dude was walking his dog. She came out the house with a flare gun. A flare gun is dangerous as fuck, bro. It really is. This is Sirach 10 and 6. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Um, I got to get myself under control. These Edomites shooting people in the face with flare guns. They done lost it. That shows you how violent they are. And then she stood there. She stood there after she shot him, and was surprised that it didn't kill him or something. She just stood there. What you thought you was gonna do after shooting a man in the face with a flare gun? I mean, he could have died. Okay, he could have died. Could have put his eye out. That's how violent and evil these Edomites are. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you, I would have, boy. Let me tell you something. I would have smashed our motherfucking head on that concrete, and then I would have shot in the face with the flare gun. That's what I would have did. All right. When the Bible talks about your neighbor, all right, and this is where Christianity gets it wrong, right? It's talking about Israelites, the children of thy people. All right. So before I get somebody on here saying something stupid, you supposed to love your neighbor. Yeah, we supposed to love our neighbors. Okay. All right. You heathen are not our neighbors. Okay. We just got scattered amongst y'all dumbasses. This is Leviticus 19 and 17. It says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh. So that's what the Bible means. Remember, the Bible is written by Israelites, okay? Written to Israelites for Israelites. Simple. It wasn't written for everybody. All right. This word was to Jacob. He have not dealt so with any other people. Let me get that real quick since I'm quoting it. He have not dealt so with any other people. That's Psalms. Let me see. Psalms 147. Is it 147? All right. Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Okay? So this word, this truth, these scriptures is only for Jacob, Israelites. Okay? That's who it was for. All right? Uh, This is Psalms 103 and 7. He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel. All right. And let me get this Baruch 3 and 35. This is our power. There shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. He hath found out all the way of knowledge and have given it unto Jacob, his servant, and to Israel, his beloved. All right. So that's that. It's very clear who these scriptures were written for. All right. So that's what we're doing. We're taking a look at, we're comparing what the Lord said for us. All right. To how these, how people are living on the earth, namely these Edomites. Okay. All right. So when the Bible talks about your neighbor and treating your neighbor as yourself, it's talking about the children of thy people. Extradition. This is Deuteronomy 19 and 11. Let's take a look. But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die and flee into one of these cities. All right. So there were cities that were set up. All right. Um, they were safe havens. Okay. So to speak. All right, so when there was a manslaughter or accidental death, all right, you can go to these cities, all right, and find refuge, okay, from the slayer, okay, which is the next of kin or the relative of who you slayed, all right, because they'll come get your ass and they come kill you, all right. But there were cities that were set up, all right, and if it was proven that you it was just it was an accident or manslaughter, you would go to these cities for a prescribed time, and you would have shelter, so to speak. All right. Deuteronomy 19 and 11. But if this is extradition, all right. But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die and fleeth into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood that he may die. That's extradition. All right. That's grabbing somebody and sending them back to where they come from so they can get justice, right? All right. That's where Esau gets his extradition. It comes from the Bible. Extradition is the formal process where one country or state surrenders an individual to another for trial or punishment for a crime, preventing fugitives from evading justice by crossing borders. Oh, see, sound like Esau. It is usually based on mutual treaties and requires a prima facie case, proof the crime is punishable in both jurisdictions, and a guarantee of a fair trial for the accused. The process can be complex and lengthy, involving diplomatic channels, foreign courts, and potentially several months or even years to complete. All right, but the point was in the beginning highlighted. Okay, so that's where extradition comes from. Let's keep it moving. Psalm 73 and 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men. Okay, she just got assault. All right, Jake would have got attempted murder. Neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. You see this? See, because they not in trouble like other men, they're extra prideful. All right, and you can see it in their actions. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Leviticus 24:19. It says, and if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he have done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he have caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. All right. So I just pulled up something real quick about flare guns. How flare guns cause harm when misused. Extreme heat. You're looking at temperatures of plus 1600 degrees. All right. 1600 to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to ignite clothing, wood, or skin instantly. Fire hazard. Indoors, they can set homes, cars, or buildings on fire. Outdoor risk of wildfires, especially in dry areas. Ballistic force. Fired at close range, the cartridge acts like a blunt projectile, causing serious trauma to the face, chest, or eyes. Explosion risk. Some flare rounds contain compressed pyrotechnics that can explode on impact, worsening burns and sharpenal. I can't see what that arrow was, but it basically sharpenal type of pieces. Documented dangers, burns. It says victims hit by flare guns often suffer third-degree burns, permanent injury, can blind, disfigure, or cause fatal internal trauma at close range. Fire and property damage. Several U.S. flare gun incidents have led to building fires and massive damage. Fatal potential. At close distance, a flare round to the head or chest can be lethal. She said that she was sorry she did not that she missed. Legal consequences. In most jurisdictions, firing a flare gun at someone is treated as assault with a deadly weapon. Not just assault with a deadly weapon. Using one recklessly, all right, shooting into a house or car can lead to arson charges and long prison sentences. All right, so now they just had a neighborly type of dispute, but it's going to get much worse. All right. So in closing, Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Second Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear, and those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Second Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. So there's way more to come. These type of instances are going to become commonplace. Okay. And this ain't nothing compared to what's going to happen. All right. So I pray that this lesson has been edified. This has been Jake would have gotten attempted murder for the same thing. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Until the next one. Shalom.